So today we're taking the String Lake Trail. It is a loop that goes around String Lake, and right now it started off as paved. I'm not sure what it's going to turn into. From what we've read, it's best to go clockwise. That way when you come back, you'll be walking towards the Tetons on the eastern side of the lake where it's flat and you get a great view. If you go counterclockwise, you don't see the mountains really at all unless you turn around. So String Lake seems to be very shallow. It's right up against the Tetons. It's a beautiful view. It'd be nicer if it wasn't raining. So actually, if you start off clockwise on the trail, you walk towards the mountains for the first part of the trail, and then you'll loop back through the forest on the other side on the way back. So the east side is almost completely flat and perfect for incredible pictures on a sunny day. It's a paved trail, asphalt, about 2.5 feet wide. We wish it wasn't. After you get past the private boat launch for kayaks and such, the trail turns to dirt. It's far nicer. So we just crossed over to the western side of String Lake and realized that we didn't start at the trailhead. We started about a half a mile or more back towards another parking area. So the western side is very rocky, and on a rainy day like this it's slippery and muddy. But we don't see the lake at all. We're nowhere near the lake. The trail heads inland to go around, I guess, a rise in the ground on the west side. So I know there's supposed to be a decent amount of elevation change over here, which makes the trail moderate, but we haven't run into that yet. So after the trail splits to go to Hidden Falls, you start running into some elevation. On the western side, you just come out of the woods all of a sudden and bang, this is right here in front of you. Starting to wonder why it was called a moderate trail. But in the past quarter mile, we've got up about 100 feet, maybe more. So I can see why. So we finally reached the point at which the trail heads back towards the east. I don't know. Going clockwise might have been a mistake. It was all uphill. It is nice that we'll be going all downhill now. I don't know how steep this part is compared to the other side, but it was just a long climb. As you come downhill, you get into this old growth forest, and it's dark and quiet, and you think a bear lurks around every corner. We still have got a ways to go before we get to the bottom, but we can both say with certainty that going counterclockwise means a steeper ascent. We've come across a couple areas that were we were so glad we were going the other way. It's kind of funny. We've only seen about 10 people total out here. I guess when you put in a little light rain, it gets rid of all the wimps. So here's String Lake on the right, and we think this river comes from Lee Lake, or maybe from the Snake River. I'm not sure, but this is what fills String Lake. So having crossed back over to the east side, we get to see the mountains on our way back and a nice flat walk around the lake. So the signage says 3.7 miles. It is 4.9 miles. I'm sorry, 4.49 miles.